and international partners. The framework will help define Liberia's aspiration for economic independence, social equity, and institutional resilience, ensuring that national development transcends political cycles and aligns with our long-term national interests. Honorable Speaker and esteemed colleagues, I trust that our essential role and collective wisdom of the Honorable Legislature will recognize the importance of this initiative and take the necessary steps towards its realization. The sentiments I remain respectfully yours, Honorable Jerry K. Yobo Senior, Representative Electoral District 12, Montserrat County, Republic of Liberia. Mr. General Speaker, Honorable ladies and gentlemen, that was a reading of a communication from your Honorable colleague, Jerry K. Yobo of District 12, Montserrat County.
Thank you, Chief Clerk. Fellow colleagues, the communication was from the Chief Clerk from His Excellency or the Right Honorable Jerry K. Yobo. Members of the Flag will open my time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues, the communication from Honorable Jerry K. Yobo, representative of District number 12, Montserrat County, proposes the establishment of the 25-year National Development Plan for Liberia. Move that this communication immediately be sent to the following committees for effective commencement of work: the Committee on Governance, the Committee on Ways and Means, and Committee on Judiciary. If I may take a second.
On the motion proposing the communication to the Committee on Ways, Means, and Finance, and Judiciary,
For good governance.
and good governance. Honorable colleagues, are you all ready to vote? How do Honorable Bernard Blue Person?
I'll be ready to vote if, because of the new, because of the establishment of the new tourism industry that we are looking for, we are expecting a development plan. I will be ready to vote if you add the Committee on Information, Culture, and Tourism.
That's the saying that says, surpluses do not vitiate, and so I do accept that the committee report within 2 weeks.
With the amendment made to the motion, are we all now ready to vote? All those in favor say yea. All those in favor say yea.
Yea.
Those against say nay. If they have it, how much is like the act according? Next.
October 27, 2025. Honorable Richard Namwekon, Speaker, House of Representatives, Capitol Building, Capitol Hill, Monroe. Request for the appearance of the Minister of Education to address the continued prevalence of volunteer teachers in River G County. Distinguished colleagues, present my respectful compliments and crave the indulgence of this honorable body to invite the Minister of Education to explain why about 60% of public school teachers in rural G County remain volunteers without a vote on the government of Liberia's payroll. Honorable Speaker and distinguished colleagues, this situation is not only alarming but undermines the fundamental right to education for citizens of rural G County and by extension, rural Liberia. You will be surprised to note that Patukan Public School has 9 teachers. All are volunteers, including the principal. Joepo Public School has 8 teachers, all volunteers. including the principal. Torgbean Public School has 9 teachers. 8 are volunteers, with only the government paid teacher currently on study leave in court. Co-worker Institute, located in one of the largest records in our operation reveal that since the 2024-2025 academic year to present, several schools, including Myean Public School, Jalipo Public School, Rewaken Public School, Town Public School, and years, hundreds of children in these communities have been denied access to basic education simply because their parents cannot afford to send them to nearby towns. In rural areas are volunteers raising serious concerns about accountability, school fees, and other forms at the local level. Honorable Speaker and colleagues, the education system of River County is bleeding. Dedicated men and women who continue to serve our people under such conditions deserve recognition. Placement on payroll, and fair compensation. In light of the foregoing, I and respectfully seek the indulgence of this honorable body to summon the Minister of Education to appear before plenary for proper explanation and remedial action. Respectfully submitted, Honorable Isaac B. Torgbean, Representative Electoral District 2, River County, Chairman, Causes Committee on Labor. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Deputy Speaker, honorable ladies and gentlemen, of the communication from your honorable colleague Isaac B. Torgbean of River County, raising concerns of volunteer teachers, prevalence of volunteer teachers in River County.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Communication from our honorable Isaac B. Torgbean, craving an independent by the Minister of Education to address concern in his county. What is the way to Honorable Segukane? Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, fellow colleagues, let me begin by appreciating Honorable for that inspiring comment that he put on the floor. Realizing that the future of this country lies in the hands of the young people. I'm hoping that in a second that is put to plenary within the space of 2 weeks. If I can see in a second. Let me restate the motion. I allow the proponent of the communication to expand on his letter, and thereafter plenary will take a decision on the communication. this August by, if I can obtain a second. So the motion purpose been seconded. Are you all ready to vote? Already Omo, how about you?
Mr. Presiding, co-presiding colleagues, to the mover, I will be to vote for you to consider this amendment that instead of the proponent speaking on the issue for at least 3 minutes, that the issue be open because the matter about affect the 15th political subdivision of Liberia.
The amendment made. Are you all ready? All those in favor say yea. The proponent.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues. Let me appreciate the Honorable for giving us this opportunity to briefly expand on what we communicated to plenary. We took this intervention to highlight the alarming situation that is unfolding in River G County. And if I can borrow the words of Honorable Jones, the issue is not about River G, it's about the entire country. It will interest you to note that in River G today, instead of opening new schools, schools are closing. According to the communication we just sent to plenary, about 5 schools have closed this year because of lack of teachers. It will also interest you to know that in volunteer teachers make up 60% of the teaching community in that county. Today, in the county, majority of the people that are running the rural institutions are volunteer teachers, and that brings into question accountability. Today, you also know that in River G County, the school system there lack qualified teachers. And this is not restricted to only River G. Today, we sit in our rural offices thinking that we are educating our children. And in order for Liberia to succeed, we must spend money, we must invest in education. There is no way that this country will succeed and be compared with other countries in the region when we fail to educate our children. The educational system in the country needs full attention. Next.
Mr. Speaker, the state colleague, I want to buttress the communications from our colleague. Mr. Speaker, the communications is very important. He spoke of River G. But Mr. Speaker, I can assure you that that situation is across Liberia. In this part, clearly, you are either one government paid teacher with serving volunteers. That is my concern. How many years or week can an individual become a volunteer when no minister or serve a volunteer for within 1 year? When we are all here and no minister or county superintendent is willing to become a volunteer for within 1 year. But teachers, Mr. Speaker, all of the members of this house can say boldly that you need a school to save honor teachers. Today we are representative, we are senator because of the impact teachers made on all. But teachers have been overlooked by the Ministry of Education. God's names are subjects, while those who suffer in that sector to teach our students are going to bear with hunger. It is important the teachers be taken care of the right. But the teacher does not save country without education. Many times we see violence is taking place in our area because lack of education. To make our country come to the first or second in Africa in terms of education,
That means the teacher should be taken care of the same way director are taken care of. In that case, I agree with the colleague that the minister from education appear here, get all reason why teachers are volunteer for over 5 years.
Information denied. MS4.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I want to say thank you to my distinguished colleague from Robert G. County for lifting the issue. I have in my possession similar communication. And Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, the issue of volunteer teachers is not only unique to Robert G. County. I think it's cut across the entire country. It will be just for Honorable Speaker and distinguished colleagues that the volunteer teachers in Robert G. County are more than the teachers on the government payroll. And every year, we will hear that the Ministry of Education is conducting a survey to get volunteers on the payroll. Year in, year out, the story cannot change. And our people cannot continue to volunteer, Honorable Speaker and Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues. So I think it's very important that the Minister of Education appears before this August Valley to tell us.
Information. Honorable colleagues, the Minister of Education was before us in a public hearing a couple of days ago, and I think we raised this issue. We raised the same exact issue, and hold on, man. The whole response, I just want to provide information to the general body. How response was this issue was project, the loan rectification project that they have going on. So, no, I'm providing.
Information locally.
That is information.
Just to add to my parents from Reggie, my comrade from Reggie, Honorable Speaker, I just considered a student class. For me.
Committee still to submit. To the body. That's how I have to. For discussion.
Entertain one of the principals from my school, from the schools within my district. And exactly what Omoyo wrote about are some of the issues that we are discussing. It is good that Blue has provided such information, but the only thing is, let us not forget, Mr. Speaker, Deputy Speaker of Police, the current government has a plan to erect hundreds across the country. I'm wondering
what will happen if those schools are built where the existing school do not even have teachers. So it is not just about building schools, but it's also having adequate funded teachers within these schools. So it would be good for the Minister of Education appear before the body and credit when the issue of volunteer teachers will be laid to rest, because issue now rather than people just giving mere statement on this basis.
Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues, to thank my colleague River G for this issue. So national issue is a concern to all of us, especially those of us from the interior part of Liberia. I speak have 3 high schools in my district, and out of the 3, one has been relegated to a semi-high school because of lack of teachers. This that has been relegated is a school that I started my educational sojourn. Sad children in that district, more than 6,000 to 7,000 students in that district cannot access to high schools, lack of teachers. The school in my town has been able to get all the students from around that district because they can't afford to go to Tapeta or go to Zwedru. So they have to go to school. Even at that, now with teachers that are 24. This is it continues. Sometimes last year, when I was still on the committee on education, we met the education minister. She showed us that these volunteer teachers are going to be to be on the government side. As we speak, they have not. When you speak to the DH, our life, they are the one informed us to be what we are today. So it is important that this issue, is addressed adequately, that will put this to bed once and for all. Prosperity will judge us if we allow this to pass without any result. Thank you.
Honorable Marie Johnson.
Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, colleagues, on to what everyone is in here, for every one of us. So there's no county that is safe from this issue. I would only want to add one thing. The minister should come along with the Ministry of Finance, because I know when she comes, she might talk about finance issue. And so we then have the minister here to help her understand what we are asking for. Can be CSA, right? Okay, CSA. That's my addition. I thank you.
Honorable
Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I come here to help you. The issue about volunteer teachers, it is something that is alarming. But I have categorized 3 government parastatals that we call ministries that are practicing bad labor practices over the years. The Ministry of Internal Affairs,
the Ministry of Health, and the giant in the room, the Ministry of Education. If you go across the country, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues, you get to realize chiefs, commissioners, people are on payroll. I mean, they are being employed by government. As the Minister of Internal Affairs, year in, year out. It's not the current minister I'm talking about. I just said Minister of Internal Affairs. Bob of there, they're not taking pay. But now they're working for the government. And that one is, if you go to the Ministry of Health, it is the same things that taking place.
Where's the point of order to gentlemen? Opposite.
No! That's not making intellectually lazy. You gotta balance the debate before you go on to your issue.
Tell them wait.
Yeah.
On education. So my order is the colleague, while they have other issues in our ministry, let's take our discussion to the issue of education. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order sustained.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. That is the reason why this place has been declared as an intellectual theater. I understand.
Order sustained doesn't is not the DPA.
Yeah, no, I'm saying the reason why we make reference to these ministries because we are discussing the Ministry of Education. So as an intellectual, before you pick up to reach to the main issue, you need to drive. All the issues of the Ministry of Education. Thank you. To the Ministry of Education, Mr. Speaker, the minister appeared in our committee room here. I asked the minister a question. The government of Liberia is anticipating to build 100 schools. The 100 schools they are about to build, they inform us that they will build one in each district and the 3 districts. My question to the minister was that there are proliferation of schools across the entire country. The main issue that affecting Liberians here is some of these schools, they are being abandoned. No teacher. The infrastructure is not up to standard. We got voluntary teachers who are then working day in, day out. If they can't take pay, why should you add additional 100 schools to the trouble that is coming? That's one. If you go to Maryland County, a police here called Austin Taylor for district number 3. From the day Austin Taylor became representative, he has taken the responsibility of the government of Liberia to pay voluntary teachers in the district repeatedly. So I am saying the best debate are being raised by Okoli to the speaker. We need to call the Minister of Education here to make sure to maintain her, to redirect all these funding that have to do with control and other schools to go to work, the voluntary teachers, and enhance the other capacity that exists currently. Are those school, political school, or with the sending view? Because we have only the sending view. Yes. Only the sending view? Yes. Let me see. The sending view. Oh, you have trouble.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues, while it's true that the issue of volunteer teachers is alarming, I remember last budget year, the ministry had presented what's the point of order? Order denied. I'm not related to the minister. So please start the I will put it all out. Where is Sergeant? So let me protect the political leader. The minister has presented a request of $8 million.
What's the point of order?
The Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, the Honorable Gentleman
is the chairman on education, so on this matter he's conflicted.
No, the more reason why.
I said the same view, so that is the same view.
I'm telling you, man.
Order denied. Please continue.
Political leader order denied. So when that request was made, the honorable legislature put in form just for 1,000 teachers. So obviously we will continue to have this complaint coming. We put in funding just for 1,000 others. The legislature, you don't read your budget? So then you're being able to receive it? I'm not saying don't sell for people, I'm giving you information that will inform our decision to sell for people or not. So, yes, my dissenting view is,
What's the point of order?
Order with the speaker. Thank you. My point of order is, Honorable Yasobo is the chair of education. Likewise, myself, I'm a member of the education committee. But you ask for a dissenting view. Now, instead of he providing a dissenting view, he's providing an information. That is my point of order.
Order sustained.
My intellectual.
Order Muka, way forward.
No. Speaker. My intellectual brother who said you gotta lay the basis. Brother made the basis.
Way forward. Like I said, 1 minute, let it bring my own move on.
We must put the money in the people.
I was telling you from Nima Kano, please give us chance.
And the people say they want.
I'm recognized, please.
We couldn't account for 1,000.
I'm recognized, please. Yeah, please wait, I'm recognized. On the Muka, thank you. Our speaker, give your own view, then we go to, all right. Mobility, our speaker, deputy speaker, please. Okay. Our speaker, firstly, I want to appreciate the colleague from Refugee for raising this important issue that has to do with volunteers. If you go on the Ministry of Education website, currently we are told that there are teachers that have been brought in the country from Nigeria on bilateral issues. Then, when we want to know about those teachers that have been brought from Nigeria to Liberia on a bilateral issue, whether there are incentives being given them, where our own teachers in Liberia who volunteer to teach our children cannot get salary, and then they bring instructors from abroad to come and enter our system where we have qualified teachers here that they could be in that position at least to put food on the table of their family. So I'm saying we want the education minister to come and provide us those foreign teachers that have been brought in the country. What is the background of it? What the role government play in it? If giving incentives, if yes, why our own teachers, volunteer teachers are not getting anything when we bring foreign teachers here and give them incentives that even more than the salary of our volunteer teachers? Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, my fellow colleagues, Honorable Speaker, the issues being raised by my colleagues, I believe that it can only be addressed not in pockets. The issue of volunteer teachers was a political issue during the campaign. It's one of the pillars of the arrest agenda of the United Party on which the party won the election. I believe that
The solution today should come from the Ministry of Education with a comprehensive plan before their budget hearing. When the ministry
Oh man. Oh, we're from I've been from
I don't know why they brought that for you letter you. I don't know why they brought thank you, Mr. Speaker. We are about to Honorable Speaker, when you read the SS project that we are about to partner with World Bank, that speak about, let me try to speak. $7 million US.
All of the information.
Honorable Speaker.
How about you? What's your point of order?
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, colleagues. Honorable Speaker, according to our rules, when an individual is identified to speak, he should address the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, and his colleagues. The honorable gentleman did not do it. That's my point of order.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, my distinguished in plenary, I want to apologize. So my information is this. When you read the partnership agreement between the World Bank Group and the Republic of Liberia for the $88.7 million US, the ECOS project, you will see that they have portion of that funding for building 100 schools, and also portion of that funding to train over 6,500 teachers. Order. 6,500 teachers to be trained.
What's your point of order, Honorable?
Order.
What's your point of order?
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, my point of order is what my colleagues and my co-chair is saying are things that have been said. You have asked this body to give a dissenting opinion. Going back again to say what has been said, I think that is not fair to this show.
Order sustained. Honorable, continue.
As I was speaking, the solution is to have the ministry, is to pass a decision in this body that the 2026 budget that will soon be submitted to this body must include a resolution of the volunteer teachers issue, even if it is over a period of time, because we were promised here almost 2 years ago by the Minister of Education that this volunteer teacher issue was at the center of her mandate. So therefore, a solution has to be inclusive in the coming budget.
Barry, then we go to Margaret Thomas way forward. Barry. He has a dissenting view.
Honorable Speaker, we have dissenting view on this side, please.
Please protect the honorable lady. He has a dissenting view, so listen to him.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues, it is true that all of my colleagues have spoken about the importance of the volunteer teachers receiving salary. The distinguished gentleman from Maryland using funding instead of building schools to renovate the dilapidated schools and pay the volunteer teachers, because that's a priority. For me, for District 1, I want to say here clearly that we do need schools to be, even though we do have volunteer teachers, but we also need schools to be constructed in the district. From Wallacor community at King Farm, there is no government high school within our area, and the distance from one point to the next to get to high school is very far for the children to go. And so we do need high school even the senior belt.
Way forward. Way forward.
Mr. Speaker, Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I want to thank the Gavel for giving the people of electoral district number 4, Maserado County, the opportunity to make this very important way forward. The issue of volunteer teachers is not just unique to River G, but it cut across the entire country. Even District 4, Maserado County is affected. So with that, Mr. Speaker, Deputy Speaker, and fellow colleagues, having listened to a very extensive debate cutting across several sectors, also considering the fact that the Minister of Education was here just 3 days ago discussing the overview of the Excel project, I move, Mr. Speaker, Deputy Speaker, and colleagues, that this communication be referred to the Committee on Education and the Committee on Ways and Means with a mandate that the CSA, the MOE, the Ministry of Finance, and the National Teacher Association should be invited into their hearings, and a report should be made to plenary in 2 weeks, covering the resolution of the matter as it relates to voluntary.
The motion been proper and seconded. Are you all ready to vote?
Ready?
Are you all ready to vote? With the overwhelming or readiness, leadership takes seat. Next.
Hey.
Next.
Honorable Richard Namekun, Speaker, 55th Legislature, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, Liberia. Reference: request to invite the Justice, Foreign Ministers of the Republic of Liberia to answer war and arrest notorious drugs dealer and gang members in Kama, Amando, Gali, Savaro, 99 from the USA to bring to Liberia by the government. Honorable Speaker, I want to respectfully bring to the attention of this other body
affirmations, Minister to Council, and it's the move from all the way central record we show and Atlanta records of bringing to Liberia and as his countries of origin or any other central or North America. Please accept, Mr. Speakers and distinguished colleagues, the compliments of my highest esteem are tied here with a publication from the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism informing Mr. Gay suspended importations to Liberia. Sincerely, Mr. Ellis N. Noah, Representative District of Akili, Sanu County.
Thank you.
What are the 5 in the countries in Africa? Every time you are part of that person,
thank you so much. Communication from the right over Alex Noah. Criminal indulgence to invite the foreign minister and justice minister for alleged notorious drug dealer and gang member to be sent to Liberia. What is your will and pleasure? Honorable Gligan.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues. Having listened to the communication from the distinguished gentleman from Sano County, craving the indulgence of this plenary to invite the Minister of Justice to provide information concerning this matter, knowing that it borders on our security, that we need to have some insight in this before coming to the public. I move, and if I can obtain a second, that this communication be received by leadership, it be sent to leadership, and that the Justice Minister may be made to appear on Monday of next week in leadership to provide more clarity on this matter before we come to plenary. If I can obtain a second.
With the motion forward, then seconded, are you all ready to vote? Already, Mubarak Thomas.
I will be ready to vote as Speaker, Deputy Speaker to the movement that the Minister of Foreign Affairs be also invited along with the Minister of Justice to appear before leadership instead of just the Minister of Justice.
I so accept.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues of the movement, I would like to provide information to my colleague. I'd like to say thank you for writing this communication, but the dictions in the communication is what I want to provide information to. One is that this man in question has not been
The colleague who made the motion was very magnanimous to state that because of the security nature and the severity of the situation, it should be turned over to leadership because of the public. For our colleague to want to explain the letter.
But I'm information, not the letter.
No.
I agree with you, Shiro. Sure.
No, the man was not convicted. The man was not convicted. He was never prosecuted. That's a character we must make. He was reported on administrative error. Yes, administrative error. That is the reason.
Sergeant, we move closer to the two gentlemen.
Request for the appearance of the Ministers of Youth and Sports and his deputy for youth affairs to explain his interference in the affairs of the federations of Nigeria youth. Honorable Speaker, my esteemed colleagues, I extend my peaceful commitment and right to formally request that the Ministers of Youth and Sports and his deputies for youth development are also biased to appear before his plenaries of the Honorable House of Representatives to explain reasons why he is consistently interfering in the elections of the federations of the
I want to play the two noises, please. I want to have you on your seat.
Why he is consistently interfering in the elections of federations of Liberia youth by appointing an acting Liberian diplomat as acting president. This action, which is outside of his authority, is a violation of his mandate. Furthermore, the minister needs to note that the Federation of Liberia youth and Statute Series 7 organization established by an act of the legislature. Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, it has come to my attention of my office that the Honorable Minister has announced the ongoing election process of FLA, which falls strictly under the institution of constitutional authority, has appointed and suspended officials, Mr. Amos Williams, as acting president of FLA. Those actions represent a broad violation of both articles creating the Federation of Liberia Youth and the several provisions of 1986 Constitution of the Republic of Liberia as follows. Violations of Article 28 of 1986 Constitution, which guarantees that no person shall be drawn of rights to due process of law by interfering in FLA electoral process and imposing dealership. The ministry has unlawfully drawn the Federation and its members of the right to exercise their internal due process and self-governance mechanism. Two violations of Article 25, which protects the sensitivities of legal and constitutional obligations. The Federation of Liberia Youth was established by an act of legislature which defines its structures, autonomous and relationship with the ministry, and attempt by the ministry to overrun this legal framework is a breach that legislature conduct. Violation of Article 89, which establishes the ministry, the principle of separation of powers, and the independence of the statutory body. The minister direct involvement in FLA internal affairs amounts to executive overreach and undermine the independence guaranteed by statutory civil servant body by the legislature. The contraventions of the act establishing the Federation of Liberia Youth, which recognizes the FLA as an independent independent organizations of all youth organizations in Liberia, not a department or extensions of the Ministries of Youth and Sport. And I designed the minister as a board member, not a supervisory authority. The minister actions in fulfillment of appointing internal leadership and interfering with its internal town land are therefore beyond its statutory power. Of flag constitutions, we provide that only the General Assembly or its absence, the National Executive Committee have authority to make the decisions regarding the leadership transitions. The Ministry of Youth and Sport as an organ, board member has no constitutional right to appoint leadership or suspend the organization processes. In view of the above, I respectfully request that the honorable body to sack Honorable Poe and Deputy Alfonso Ballas to appear before plenaries of the House of Representatives to defend and respond to the following. One, why they should not be held in contempt by the legislature for violating the act created by this law. Why they continue to interfere with the lawful functions of statutory society institutions. Why legal authority and the minister reliance on flag election process and appointment and suspend member as acting president. Respectfully submitted, Honorable Anthony F. Williams, Representative Plubos, Southern District 2, Maryland County, Chairman on Horses Committees on Banking Currency. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker, that's a communication from your colleague, Honorable Anthony Williams, submitting a